pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Well, this defense for the Jags, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action with McDonald. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good pickup there on 20 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers. 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
He finds his man Johnson. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got Fuller. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play cornerback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle, because where it goes, that's where you find his body, and he's able to get in there and make a great play.
And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, not bad. He was pushing 20 miles an hour. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Out of the gun, McDonald. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Cole McDonald, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
From the 31, Lawrence. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. They've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
They go play action now. Lawrence. This is caught by Tate. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second and 11 now. Lawrence will throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I will see more the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Jalen Phillips in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, You and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On second down, Cottrell. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. There'll be some contact going on.
On 3rd down, Cottrell. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
McDonald sets to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Adam Shaheen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone. So give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded right at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Lawrence. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Arnold. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there. And he did a lot of that on that play.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And that's a pleasing run there by Travis Etienne, and every time I see him carry it, I think of the word mature. Why? 4 full seasons at Clemson, not something you normally get with a running back. Had almost 5,000 yards rushing, the school record, along with 70 rushing touchdowns. That's both the school record and ACC record. The second running back taken in the draft after Najee Harris from Alabama, number 25 overall. He's now wearing number 1 in the NFL after wearing number 9 at Clemson. He loves those single digits.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They go play action with Lawrence. Being chased out left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando. The coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. He's larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first. Here's a give to Etienne. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. And when you draft a rookie quarterback, as the Jags did with Trevor Lawrence, you want a veteran presence for him. But Marvin Jones, he fits the bill. 5 years in Detroit, 10 years overall in the league.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Hollister. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Back to the ground with Etienne. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Travis Etienne. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And the lead will be cut down to 14. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Here's McDonald off of the play fake. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Play action. It's McDonald. Escaping the pressure right. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing is McDonald. Under pressure, and they got to him again. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Both teams making their final adjustments. We're closing in on the second half. And for the call, let's get you back over to London, where we rejoin Brandon Gaud.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault, and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. A handoff for Etienne, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Here's McDonald to throw. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 28 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the gun, it's McDonald. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Josh Allen able to drop him for a loss of a couple. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. McDonald toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The kick by Sanders is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
43 yards on the ground for him so far.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 16, Lawrence. Steps away to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Lawrence. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And the Jags are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. On 1st down, McDonald eluding the pressure right. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
2nd down at 4. From the gun, McDonald. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears, that one turned into a long touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Play action. It's Lawrence. Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Finds the open target, Arnold. And he is going to have a Jags first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Here's Lawrence to throw. Forced out to his left. And that's backfield. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 39. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Lost into Miami territory at the 39-yard line. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, Lawrence. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. ETN with it. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now Lawrence. Underneath here to Hill. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Now Lawrence to throw. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Tate. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins 1st down. They'll try the left side. Cottrell. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Operating from the gun. McDonald, he wants it all for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Arnold. And he's brought down. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Etienne. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. They'll try to run with Etienne. And this time he is in. Travis Etienne, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So with a missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. Cottrell, 45 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll... Why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. They play in, and it can backfire on them.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it?